there, Libra. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Libra for the month of April 2021. I want to remind all of you viewing that this is a general love reading. That means it can apply to just about anything. It can apply to work, home, family, friends, social circles, you name it, it might apply. It's also important to maintain flexibility with the energy. You can interchange the roles within the reading. You might be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards regardless of gender. You might feel like this is a reading for you. You could feel like you are cross-watching for somebody else. Parts of the reading may resonate, other parts may not. So take what does and leave behind the rest. I hope that I reach those that need this message and hopefully will benefit from the message. So Libra, I hope you enjoy the reading. Obviously, I hope it resonates for you. But more importantly, if it resonates for you, I hope that you feel it was beneficial to you in some way and worthwhile watching. Okay, so we'll get started here, Libra. I'm going to give this first deck a shuffle or two more. Brand new viewers, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find more specific information in the description box below. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for returning and viewing more of my videos. I really appreciate the support. Okay, Libra, let's get started and see what we've got. We're going to start off with the Ten of Cups in reverse, paired with the Page of Wands in reverse. Queen of Wands. The Lovers, King of Wands, the Hierophant in reverse, Strength, and then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So we have the dynamic duo, the Queen and the King of Wands on the table. I like to call this my power couple, my Jay-Z and Beyonce. The couple that can make things happen. But it appears there might be some trouble in paradise for these two. So this does apply to this specific connection between this Queen of Wands and King of Wands. There might be some kind of emotional upset within this connection or relationship. Now, this doesn't have to be a partnership like a marriage or a couple. Could be a friendship, working relationship, family members. But these two are embodying very similar energy as the King and Queen of Wands. The King of Wands is typically the type of person who's kind of a natural born leader, somebody who takes control, somebody who is a team leader, somebody who is looked to for guidance, for support, somebody who may be the one who makes the hard decisions. And I just dropped the Chariot on the floor. We'll put that back in the deck. The Queen of Wands is similar in nature. She's a very ambitious, creative individual, somebody who also is not afraid of a challenge or taking control of a matter, taking action, somebody who might have very strong opinions, somebody who might have a wide circle of friends, somebody who's very popular, somebody who commands attention when she walks into a room. Both of these energies are very strong, aggressive energies. The queens are typically more passive energies, but as far as the queens go, she's the more aggressive of the bunch. Let's get some more cards on the table and see what else is going on for Libra. So now we have the Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Eight of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have the King of Swords. So now we have a King and Queen of Cups on the table. The King is in reverse, the Queen is in the upright. I do feel like these are the same two energies. And then we have a King of Swords on the table. So there may have been a romantic connection, but it may be one-sided. It might be just this Queen. This is with the set of cards with the Queen of Wands. So this might be one of those relationships where there is a connection, but as far as a romantic or intimate connection goes, it might be one-sided, because this King of Cups, which showed up with this King of Wands energy, this could be somebody who's emotionally unavailable or somebody who is unable to give that kind of emotional energy within a relationship. I do think this King of Swords is also representing this King of Wands. And if I'm being honest, I don't think that this King is shy about expressing himself. I think he's being very upfront and honest about his feelings or lack of feelings. I think that he has maybe even expressed, look, I don't have that same kind of emotional connection. Or there is a willingness to talk honestly about his feelings or lack of emotions within the connection itself. With the Hierophant in reverse, I also get the feeling too with this King of Wands that maybe there is a resistance to that emotional connection because this King of Wands doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do, or it's not the right place to take this connection or relationship. Let's get some more cards on the table, see what else we get for Libra. We have the Seven of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, the Empress in reverse, clarifying the Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, Two of Wands, Two of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I think this King of Wands has a certain level of devotion, a certain level of emotional attachment to this Queen of Wands, but it's not to the level that it is for her. So he's got a Knight of Cups level of emotional attachment to this Queen of Wands, not a King of Cups level of attachment to this Queen of Wands. I don't think this Queen of Wands wants
this to be a blockage within the relationship. So in other words, I think this king is being very honest about how he feels and the level of emotional connection he has within the relationship. But this Queen of Wands is like, I don't care that you aren't a King of Cups for me yet. Let's not let this stop us. Let's keep the relationship going. She might feel that with time things will change, but she doesn't want this difference between these two and the level of emotional attachment, the difference between the emotional attachment between these two to end the relationship or keep it from moving forward. I also feel like this king has a sense like this is how I feel about you. It's not going to go any further than this because it shouldn't go any further than this. In other words, there's this reluctance to get past a certain point as far as the emotional connection. So this King of Wands actually feels it would be wrong for him to feel a very intense emotional connection with this Queen of Wands. It's also possible that this Queen of Wands has not been completely upfront and forthright about her feelings towards this King of Wands. We do have the Seven of Swords that showed up here. She might be kind of hiding her feelings because she knows how this King of Wands feels and the level of emotional dedication that he has to her. She knows it hasn't gotten to a certain point, so she might be kind of holding back. Perhaps so that she can at least keep things going, and perhaps it'll develop into more in the future or become more established in the future. Let's get some more cards on the table for Libra. We have the Two of Cups again in reverse, clarifying the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. She doesn't want she doesn't want the exposure of her feelings for this King of Wands to bring this relationship to an end or to a stop, because there is something else that would be lost if the relationship or connection were lost. There could be, they could have a home together, they could have established some goals together, they could own a business together. There's something else that would be lost if the connection itself stopped, if it ended. So I do feel like there is a resistance to exposing how she feels, but I think this king knows. If he doesn't know to the full extent of how this Queen of Wands feels, he is already very open about how he feels. He's not holding back. He's not trying to pretend. He's not making it look like he feels one way when he actually feels another. I think he's being very open and honest about how he feels. Seven of Swords again, this time in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. King of Wands, this time in reverse. Eight of Swords again in reverse. Three of Cups.
And then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This time, Ten of Pentacles in the upright over here. Okay, so this is a really interesting reading, Libra. This is a really interesting story. And it's unfolding quite nicely. And I'm saying that because the last 5 readings I've done, the set for April, have been really tough to get through because there's been a lot going on and I've been having a hard time putting the story together. This one is quite different. So let me see if I can kind of put this in a nice, neat package for you. So this Queen of Wands and King of Wands have a significant connection together. They might, again, they're a power couple. These two might be involved in a business together. These two might be, co-owners or that kind of thing. But it's definitely a dynamic duo. But there is an emotional piece to this relationship, which has gone farther for this queen than it has for the king. The king has been open and upfront about his feelings. He's like, I feel this way about you. I do have a certain level of emotions for you, but it's not where it needs to be for us to make like that intimate, romantic, for life type connection. I'll always care about you. You're always going to be special to me, but it's not that type of, Ten of Pentacles, we're going to build a legacy together. It's the exact opposite for this Queen of Wands. And she's kind of keeping under wraps her real feelings about this king because she feels like if she exposes her real feelings for this king, that it might actually bring the relationship to an end. It might actually keep things from moving forward. And then as a result, it might also end other things that these two have going on within their lives. So it could be, again, long-term goals. They could be building a home together or creating a business, whatever it is. If she were to expose her feelings, this king might turn and run because he's like, no, I don't feel that way. He might feel the red flags, the sirens going off. If you feel one way about me and I can't feel that way about you, then we need to end things. It's not good for the future of whatever we've got going, because then there will be this conflict where one person feels one way about the other and the other person can't return those feelings in the same way. So I think this queen feels if she holds off long enough and doesn't expose her true feelings to this king, things might grow and develop between these two. And this king might reach that point that this queen's at. If she just keeps things under wraps for a while so that she can maintain the relationship as it stands. Let's get some more cards. I'm going to give this deck one more good shuffle, and then we're going to get some more cards on the table for you, Libra. See what else we get. We have a 4 of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Swords came out. Now we have the King and the Queen of Swords, King and Queen of Cups, and King and Queen of Wands. I think this queen has a very clear understanding of where she stands within this connection. And I think she's predicting pretty well how this king will react if she exposes her true feelings for him. Here's the thing. I have a hunch this king knows how this queen feels. Just because the words haven't been spoken doesn't mean this person doesn't know. And it could be part of the reason why this king has been forthright about how he feels, because he can sense the difference in emotional connection that these two have. Queen of Wands again. She's clarifying herself. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Star in reverse. Four of Swords again, in reverse. Eight of Pentacles again. And then the Four of Pentacles. So there are definitely other people involved. Like I said, if this is a dynamic duo, if this is one of those power couples, they could be running a company or whatever. There are certainly other people that would be affected by the relationship one way or the other. If the relationship were to end because these two realize that their emotions don't match up, it's going to affect other people that are involved in the situation. It feels like it could potentially be a workplace situation with the Eight of Pentacles coming out here twice, 10 of Pentacles coming out, 4 of Pentacles. So this could be a situation where these two work together, but I do feel like there's other people involved. And there is a concern here that the relationship itself might affect other people inadvertently. That could be part of the reason why this king is avoiding moving this to a different level, moving the connection itself to a different level. He might actually be resisting that emotional attachment to this Queen of Wands. Because he feels like it's the wrong thing to do. And that is certainly influenced by whatever else is going on around this relationship and the other people that surround this relationship. I'm going to get one more set of cards out here for you, Libra, see if we can't get anything else. Knight of Wands in reverse. The Fool. The Queen of Cups, this time in reverse. Five of Swords. Six of Cups in reverse. Justice in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. And then the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is really interesting. This queen is is purposely, I started saying the word and then I lost the word. This Queen of Wands is purposely withholding her emotions because she doesn't want to screw up what this connection is all about. However, withholding her emotions is in conflict with what she really wants to do, and that is to move this relationship to a different level, on an emotional level. But I think she is very in tune to what's going on here, and I think she's very wise to how this King of Wands would react to being directly told, I have these feelings for you. Now, right now, I don't think those words have been spoken. And I say that because I think this king knows. I think he's made it clear where he stands on an emotional level. But if the words were spoken by this queen, it would change the dynamic of the relationship. And because this king's not at where this queen is on an emotional level, it might actually end the relationship. There's something very significant going on between these two. And again, I do believe it involves other people. This could be extended family, friends, social circle, a community, an organization or business, but there's certainly other people that would be affected by a change in this relationship. If the relationship ended, it would dramatically affect a situation involving other people. I think that this queen, this might be true for some of you and not all of you. So if you're resonating as this queen, this may not be true for all of you. But I feel like this queen, if she knew that she would get the right response from this King of Wands, I think that she would be ready to talk and ready to express herself and ready to be totally honest about how she feels. Because again, for some of you, I think that whatever's going on external to this connection is less important to her than the connection itself. And it's vice versa for this King of Wands. Whatever's going on externally to this connection is more important to this King of Wands than the connection itself. So there is this, it almost balances the situation out, because what one doesn't feel the other does, and vice versa, regarding each other and then the situation. I hope that makes sense. It's really quite an interesting story, Libra, and there are no outcomes on this table. There's just potential. There's potential. If this happens, then this could potentially happen. I don't feel like this King of Wands at this point in time is willing to entertain the idea of taking the relationship with this Queen of Wands to the next level, because I think he thinks it's going to dramatically affect, and not in a good way, whatever is external to this connection, whether, like I said, extended family, a business, whatever the case may be. He's not willing to necessarily risk that. So while there is a certain level of emotional attachment, this king cares about this queen. That's absolutely 100% true. Doesn't care to the level of making the relationship a priority over what else is going on. I hope that makes sense, Libra. And then vice versa for this Queen of Wands. So right now, if this queen wants to kind of play her cards right, and the way I think that she's been operating, it feels like this is something that she's been doing or something that she's decided to do for herself. And again, I feel, these energies are equally strong in this reading, so I could be reading for either the queen or the king. And again, that's why I use third person a lot, because I feel like depending on who's watching, you could be either one of these parties, or even an external party who's aware of the situation. If the Queen of Wands plays her cards right, things may change with this king. I can't predict that it won't. I can just say that at this moment in time, this king does not feel the same way, and also feels very strongly that would not be the right direction to take the relationship, because it would affect whatever else is going on around these two too dramatically, and possibly in a very negative way. But if she plays her cards right, things may change. Again, I can't tell what that potential outcome is down the road. Next week, 6 months from now, I can't tell. I think I'm going to take this card. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. So this is a potential blockage, and the Three of Cups did come out in your reading. I'm going to read this, Libra, and then we're going to wrap it up. Let's see what we get. Okay, very short paragraph. It's just about a third of a page or a quarter of a page. I will display the card for you, hopefully without a glare. Here we go, Libra. The Three of Water reversed appears in order to caution us against weighing down a potential outcome with the burden of our expectations. If that doesn't fit perfectly, I don't know what does. I'm going to read it one more time just for myself. The Three of Water reversed appears in order to caution us against weighing down a potential outcome with the burden of our expectations. Make sure your hopes and desires are realistic and let go of those that are not. Free yourself of the binding nature and weight of unrealistic expectations, and in doing so, allow the outcome you seek to manifest in its own way and time. Remember, the more you expect, the more disappointed you will be if the future you hope for does not unfold as you imagined. There you go. I mean, that's perfect advice. Here's the thing. If this queen can hang on and also dismiss this idea of this expectation of what the outcome will be if I just hang on for another week, if I just hang on for another 6 months, allow the outcome to unfold as it needs to unfold, who knows down the road what this connection will look like. And maybe the tides will turn and this queen will realize that the connection that these two have is already what it needs to be, and stop expecting some kind of other outcome with regard to this king and a romantic or intimate connection. And then vice versa. Perhaps this is also advice for this king. Don't expect that just because someone exposes how they feel about you that everything is all gone to shit, that everything's ruined because now you have to end a relationship. Well, why not just let things unfold the way they need to unfold and let the outcome be the way that it needs to be, instead of planting these expectations ahead of time and then, as a result, causing yourself grief and disappointment because it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So I think this could absolutely be advice for both parties. This pair, this king and queen of wands, as it stands right now, a very significant dynamic duo between the two of them. They can do a lot together. So maybe as it stands right now, this is where it needs to be. Just focus on what we have in the here and now. Give up thinking about outcomes and expectations and live in the now, and then see what transpires in the future. I know that can be hard, especially if you've acquired some feelings for somebody. Probably quite challenging for this queen, but let it be. And you know what? You might be withholding how you feel, maybe expressing yourself. I think this king probably already knows. I'm always on the side of being honest. That's just who I am. But I don't know that it's necessary for you to say the words out loud, or if you do, say the words with some kind of expectation of now it's your turn to express how you feel, or it's your turn to react to the situation, because I don't think that that's a promising way to approach exposing the feelings. That's just my own personal opinion about it. Anyway, Libra, I loved this reading. I thought it was really, really interesting. I do feel for you going through the situation. It sounds challenging, but it also feels very promising. There's a lot of positive stuff going on within this connection. So I wish the best for you. If the reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe. If you feel like sharing your story, I always love to receive those comments and read about what's going on and how the reading applies to your life. So feel free. In the meantime, I wish you all well. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care, Libra. Bye.